And then also you're one of the top free agents in this year. So I mean, do you have any ideas of what you might prioritize, or do you plan to stay in Dallas next season?
Yeah, I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years, and I'm working with them together and finding a next home for me because I've already played my last game in Dallas.
Breaking news with Satou Sabally finally speaking out and confirming that this was her last game for Dallas. WNBA free agency is beginning to heat up. Women's basketball will undoubtedly alter as the WNBA star considers her next move. Two teams are in the running, but one has a secret weapon that might make all the difference.
I'm just excited. I'm excited for free agency. I'm able to talk to a lot of players outside the league because I have not played on a different team yet. And I'm excited to get to know them more on a personable level, but also knowing how they approach the game. And I just love having basketball conversations and high-level IQ conversations about the game to know where I will fit best.
We have unique information on how the Indiana Fever could acquire Sabally and why it makes more sense than you might think. Will it be the reigning champion New York Liberty, or could Caitlin Clark and the team make the largest offseason acquisition? Are you prepared to go deeply into the move that might usher in the next dynasty in the WNBA?
Yeah, to just following up there, I guess, because you said it's out to, what was Dallas's reaction when you communicated that to them?
Obviously, at first they were still trying, but I think what is most effective is working with the player and listening to their wishes and hearing out how we can find the best solution.
Imagine this. Dallas Wings star forward Satou Sabally has revealed something shocking that has the entire WNBA reeling. Are you prepared for this? Sabally said she had played her final game for Dallas, but why is she making this abrupt change now?
It was always great communication, more so on the agent front now because I need to focus on Unrivaled, and I will. So I'm trusting the people that I have on my staff and the front office with office to solve that further.
The Wings were creating something special with Sabally Rek and the first overall pick of the 2025 WNBA draft, who was likely Paige Beckers or possibly Olivia Miles. Now that it's all falling apart, let's take a look at Sabally's 5 seasons in Dallas. She has been a force to be reckoned with, averaging 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, but injuries have been a pain in her side, with only one season in which she played more than 20 games. Now, though, she returned with a vengeance, putting up career-high numbers, averaging 9 points and shooting a scorching 45.2% from beyond the Arkansas. Talk about making a statement.
She is having
one of the most versatile players in the league. She has such soft touch on her jump.
However, SA didn't just announce her departure. She also stated that she is working with Dallas to find her next residence. Dallas is probably going to give her the Wings in exchange, so let's look more closely. There are rumors of friction between Sabally and the Wings organization, since she has been playing on one-year contracts rather than long-term ones. Her most recent contract was a cool $195,000 for one season, which is a lot of money, but it might not be enough for a player of Sabally's skill.
Satou Sabally has officially said that she is gone. She is not coming back to the Dallas Wings, which I thought was interesting because I did think that with Satou, with her, Paige Becker's likely going to go to the Wings. With Satou, with Enrique Gambawale, they could.
As the story becomes more complex, the Wings are undergoing a significant transition. They have a new general manager and coach, and they may lose additional important players to free agency. The departure of Dallas Sabally is a game changer for the entire league, and teams are frantically trying to figure out how to sign this star player. Two teams are emerging as frontrunners. Let's first discuss the team with which Sabally has many personal connections before discussing the team that is most likely to sign her.
Must be something going on with the Dallas Wings. So, obviously Satou said that with Unrivaled. As you guys can see here, WNBA free agent Satou Sabally declares time with the Wings is done. Look, the Wings aren't going to give her up for nothing. She'll be courted and traded. Same thing that happened with Skylar Diggins when she played for the Wings. They courted her, they traded her. And see here, January 7 article by Annie Consborough. There's understanding around the league that Satou will be on the move after the Wings make her court play this weekend when GMs can be sending qualifier.
Family relationships, college relationships, and a winning lineage, the New York Liberty and Satou Sabally appear to be a match made in heaven, but sometimes dreams come with a high cost. The Liberty are set to take on their most formidable opponent to date, the salary cap. Imagine taking the field with Jonquil Jones to illustrate what the Liberty offer to the table. They are not only talented, but they are the current WNBA champions. That lineup of Sabrina Ionescu and Breanna Stewart keeps opponents up at night, and for Sabally, it's more than just star power. It's personal. Naturally, I would love to see this Sawa suit up next to her sister Nara Sabally, who is already sporting Liberty colors. It would be a family reunion on the hardwood, and let's not forget about Sabrina Ionescu, Sat's college teammate from their Oregon days. The chemistry is already there, just waiting to be rekindled.
Would you want to play with your sister?
Yeah, of course. In the future, I would love to.
However, this is where things becomes complex. With 3 max players consuming a significant portion of their salary budget, the Liberty's roster is akin to a high-end sports car, sleek, potent, and incredibly costly. Since Jones, Ionescu, and Stewart are all max contract players, it is practically difficult to include SA in that mix.
The best trade package is the Liberty. I still think that would be our preference because New York is still New York. Yes, it's not the Indiana Fever, but it's still New York. She's playing with Sabrina. She gets to play with her sister. She plays with Fibic, who she plays for with the German national team. And it's as good as guaranteed a championship. It would break the league, to be completely.
What is the strategy, then? Could we witness any magic from the creative contract? Perhaps SA accepts a lower salary in exchange for a chance at a ring, or Stewart, a free agent who has stated she is returning, takes a pay drop. If they figure out the money, there's still another catch. The harsh reality is that, as much as the Liberty might want Sabally, and as much as she would want them if she joins, she might have to compete for playing time and opportunities to touch the ball because the forward rotation is already crowded. You can try, but something has to give when the numbers don't add up. It's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole. In the upcoming offseason, I anticipate that many players will want to attend the Fever. Forget about New York for a while. A storm is brewing in Indiana that will soon rock the WNBA completely. This offseason, the Fever have a little over $650,000 in cap room to spend. But what is their overall strategy, and who is on their shopping list?
It's very obvious. They need depth, they need defense, and they're trying to win right now. They cannot really bridge things anymore.
Let's discuss the recent front office shakeup at Fever, which has brought in some significant firepower. Not just any coach. We're talking about a championship caliber leader who understands how to assemble a successful team. But Stephanie White, the Indiana great and former Fever player coach and WNBA Coach of the Year, is now in charge. This tree isn't here to play games. They're here to win championships. The future is bright, and our ultimate goal is to hang another banner in the field house and return here after we win that championship to celebrate once more, just like we did in 2012. Kelly Krakoff is back as team president, and Amber Cox has been hired as general manager. In addition to Kelsey Mitchell's scoring and veteran savvy and Lexi Hull's shooting, Caitlin Clark, the scoring and passing machine, and Thiaba Boston, the inside powerhouse, that core has the potential to produce some really loud noises, but the Fever isn't content and is craving more. This is where things start to get interesting. There are 4 main priorities for the Fever. Are you prepared for this first up? They're putting their all into resigning. Kelsey Mitchell, no surprise there, she's a cornerstone of this franchise, but it's the next 3 priorities that have got everyone buzzing. Priority number 2, beefing up the forward position. They're not just looking for any forward, they want length, they want defense, and they want someone who can score when needed. Sound like anyone we know. Building quality depth is going to be important, when you have a core 3 like we have, surrounding them with players who are going to fill the roles, certainly first and foremost, who are going to embrace the roles, secondly, and who give us the best opportunities for success by complementing what they do really, really well. Third on the list, versatile wings who can score and defend. The Fever want to surround Clark and Mitchell with firepower. They're building an offensive juggernaut that can also lock down on defense. And finally, they're in the market for a backup guard. Someone who can keep the offense humming when Clark or Mitchell need a breather. This is about depth, folks, tonight. Williams slips the oops, grab that egg out of my basket moment at championship level depth. The Fever's off-season priorities read like a SA job description, and with that cap space, they've got the money to make it happen. The Fever aren't just throwing money around. They're creating something special that could last. Thank you for that stat. Now, let's connect the dots. Dallas needed a little bit of juice, a little bit of energy right there. A versatile forward who can score, defend, and provide length is a player who could perfectly complement their Fab Four. Sab collaborating with Clark Boston, the management of the Fever, isn't being shy about their intentions. They've made it clear that they're taking an aggressive approach to free agency. They're not just looking to make the playoffs. They're aiming for the championship, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Mitchell and Hull are not just a team. They're a potential dynasty in the making. We are at a point where, we have an attractive group and a great organization who can come here and bolster us and keep us on the path that we're on. When considering WNBA free agent destinations, Indiana wasn't exactly the first place that came to mind a few years ago, but now the Fever have everything that Satou Sabally could possibly want. They have the funds to offer both Kelsey Mitchell and Solly a max contract that is higher than what New York can offer, and they still have money left over to sign important veterans. They need a versatile forward who can defend multiple positions and score from anywhere on the court. They have something that no other team in the league has, and that's Sabally to a T, giving her a significant enough part in the team. Are you in a position to provide some items, Caitlin Clark? Yes, we're in a position, and I believe that if you're a smart basketball player and you watch her play, you'd want to play with her. Indiana isn't just giving Solly a paycheck. They're giving her the opportunity to be a part of something special, a starting position on a team that's improving, the opportunity to be the missing component that makes a good team great, and most importantly, the opportunity to play with a once-in-a-generation talent. You're likely to receive the 8th pick for Satou. This Sab's adaptability combined with Clark's incredible passing skill makes an Alyssa Smith and either a 2026 first or Grace Berger image more than simply a solid fit. Not only is Sabally an offensive force that is a nightmare for opposing defenses, but she has also been giving fans hints about joining the craze by liking posts about it. It's a match made in basketball heaven. Over the past 2 seasons, Sabally has been shooting lights out from beyond the arc 6% from three-point range. Now picture those shots coming off of flawless passes from Clark. Caitlin is going to accomplish incredible things because she is a fantastic generational talent. She has praised Caitlin Clark and the Indiana organization, saying that it's not just about basketball for SA, but also about finding a place where she fits both on and off the court. Caitlin is the face right now, and that's good. She's selling out gyms, so why would you hate that? We had a sold-out home opener, and I believe it was a practice game, so it wasn't even serious, but we benefited from that because now we have all of our fans there, and they are excited, and you have new people entering a market. She is her own economy, which is incredible, and let's talk about that fit for a bit. SA's ability to score and adapt the playmaking of Clark Aaliyah Boston is in control of the paint. Kelsey Mitchell's accurate criteria, this is a place where players can come and get better and, be surrounded by an organization that supports you. They're going to have everything they need to be successful, but here's where it gets really interesting. Adding Solly to this mix not only makes the Fever better, but it transforms them. We're talking about going from a playoff hopeful to a serious championship contender, as the experts and the numbers say. Lexi Hull's hustle is more than just a starting 5. It's a group that could dominate the league for years to come. The bottom line is that the Indiana Fever aren't just a decent option for Satou Sabally. They might be the best option for her career, her game, and her legacy. This is because of Sabally's ability to score, defend, and stretch the floor, which is exactly what this Fever squad needs to advance. It's what I love doing, and it's what I did all those years ago. It's an opportunity to be the last piece of a puzzle that might change the WNBA landscape, to make Indiana into instant champions, and to build something very unique. Finding a means to add a player to our squad who will have an impact and help us improve is crucial. Imagine this. Solly in Indiana is more than simply a roster addition. It's a seismic shift that might lead to the next great women's basketball dynasty. But this is where things get really interesting. Are you prepared for this? If she signs with the Fever, it could not only make them contenders, but also change how clubs approach free agency and roster construction for years to come. The bottom line is that the Indiana Fever aren't just a decent option for Satou Sabally. They might be the best option for her career, her game, and her legacy. This is because of Sabally's ability to score, defend, and stretch the floor, which is exactly what this Fever squad needs to advance. It's what I love doing, and it's what I did all those years ago. It's an opportunity to be the last piece of a puzzle that might change the WNBA landscape, to make Indiana into instant champions, and to build something very unique. Finding a means to add a player to our squad who will have an impact and help us improve is crucial. Imagine this. Sabally in Indiana is more than simply a roster addition. It's a seismic shift that might lead to the next great women's basketball dynasty. But this is where things get really interesting. Are you prepared for this? If she signs with the Fever, it could not only make them contenders, but also change how clubs approach free agency and roster construction for years to come. SA's decision could be the catalyst that starts a domino effect throughout the league. Now that the ball is in Sabally's court, the entire basketball community is waiting impatiently. This isn't just about one player's future. It's about the WNBA's future as a whole, and I can assure you that if you're excited, let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and enable all notifications so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one. Click the video on the screen.